Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video, which is going to be kind of like a productive day in the life video. Since I know a lot of you guys are starting school come fall, I wanted to show you what my routine during medical school is in order to maximize my productivity. And I'm not saying that every day looks like this or every day is perfectly productive. And also keep in mind that since it's summer right now, things are going to be a little bit different than what they would be in school. The sun's really bright. In terms of getting up in the morning, usually during school I try to get up at the same time every morning. Normally when I'm actually at school, this is between 5:30 and 6 a.m. But obviously since it's summer, that is a little different. I think I woke up today at 8:15. When I wake up, I always make the bed, and I don't know if this increases your productivity at all. Successful people say you should do it. I just end up doing it because I don't want to accidentally crawl back into bed, so that's why I make my bed in the morning. And then usually I will go straight for my workout. Normally when I'm in school I work out at a gym, but obviously that's not possible right now. Lately I've been doing a lot of running and hiking. As you probably know, I talk about it a lot, but this morning I'm gonna go on a bike ride, so I'm gonna head out and I will see you guys when I get back. Okay guys, so I would say most of the time I have something pretty filling after I'm done at the gym or doing an outdoor workout or something like that. If I'm going to school, it has to be something packable, so a lot of the times I have oatmeal. If I'm in a rush, I'll have like a Pop-Tart, maybe a bowl of fruit, a yogurt parfait. If I'm home and I have time to cook myself something, I'll usually make like a hash with vegetables or spam and rice with egg and kimchi. Obviously not all those things are healthy, but sometimes I just take what I can get or what I'm craving. Like I said, if I was actually going to school, I would usually bring something like oatmeal or a yogurt parfait, something that I can pack away into a container, and then I'll usually eat my breakfast in the library if I'm going to school, and then if not, obviously I'll just eat here. Also, just a little side note about lunch is if I'm going to school, I always pack my lunch. I don't let myself buy lunch on campus very often because it can be pretty expensive. And in general, I don't really like the options that they have. They just kind of have like standard sandwiches and salads and stuff like that. So a lot of the times it's leftovers of whatever I had for dinner the night before, or if I cooked something specific for lunch, I'll eat that for a couple days. I'm a big fan of like lentil stews with rice, or like black bean soup and rice. And then a lot of the times I will also bring a sandwich made with those little flat out, like thin sandwich breads, turkey, cheese, arugula, and mustard. I bring that a lot just because it's easy. It can go in a Ziploc bag. And part of that is bringing enough food so that I don't run out and then buy more food later. Okay, so before I get started, and this is kind of an optional step depending on whether or not I'm studying at the library or school, or if I'm studying at home. Since I'm at home, I want to tidy up before I start studying, just because I need to have like a relatively clean environment in order to be able to focus properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up, and then we'll get started on our work for the day. So good. So now that everything's clean, we can actually start doing work. So in order to kind of maximize or maintain my productivity, I always start with the thing that I like doing the least first in the morning. And so for me, you probably know, that's note cards. I freaking hate note cards. I'm gonna start my morning off with Anki cards. I don't necessarily finish every morning, and that just kind of depends on like how much other work I have to do, if I have to edit a YouTube video or watch a ton of lectures or something like that. So it just kind of depends on the day, but I always start off with Anki cards so I can get as many of them out of the way in the morning when I'm most productive as possible. So you guys probably know at this point, if you have been watching my YouTube channel for a while, that I like to change up my location a little bit throughout the day in order to keep my focus at the maximum that it can possibly be. This helps me a lot when I feel like I'm just totally losing motivation, because it helps me feel a little bit more refreshed. So normally when when I'm in school, I will either switch it up by going to a different area on campus to study. Like I'll move from the library to like a lecture hall, or they have other tables, or maybe the cafeteria. And if I'm at home, I'll move to different spots in my home where I can do studying. So right now I've got this little area, as you can see. So I've actually been doing work here for quite a while. I've been really liking this spot. Normally I do my work upstairs, but actually during the day recently it's getting pretty hot up there just because all the heat rises, and then when I turn the air conditioning on it doesn't really get up there very well. So I've been just trying to mix it up a little bit. So sometimes I'll study here, sometimes I'll study upstairs. I'll also just open up my laptop on the couch and sit down there, or sometimes I'll actually head downstairs. And then we also have a really nice like little outdoor porch seating area, which I use if the weather is nice and it's not wet outside. That has been super nice because I have my little chipmunk friend who I feed, and he waits for me in the morning, and it's pretty cute. I feel like I've done a pretty decent job of being able to change up my study location even though I'm not actually going out. And it's definitely a lot easier here because my boyfriend and I both have a pretty significant amount of work to do, so I'm not distracted by family members who have nothing to do. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe the local coffee shops will open up again soon because I love studying at a coffee shop. Some other favorites for me are Panera. I really like going and maybe bringing a friend and just sitting and setting up at a booth at Panera. Unfortunately, when I go to Panera, I do tend to spend a little bit more money just because I love the food there, so that's one downside. And then some other places that I like to study are those little like indoor farmers market type places where they have, I don't know how to describe it. It's not really a farmer's market, like it's not people trying to sell their produce and stuff. It's more like small little restaurant setups, and then the one that I go to near my school has a little coffee shop and some really long tables that people can set up at to study at, and I really like that. Those are just some examples of where I like to switch it up, and it helps me stay focused. So if you haven't tried that, I would highly recommend. All right guys, so it's just about lunchtime, and normally, like I said, I would be packing lunch, so I would just have like a sandwich or something, but because I'm home, it's mac and cheese time. I've also got these two, so this is just the normal Annie's mac and cheese if I ever want like the regular one, and then this I saw at the grocery store the other day, so it's lentil, rice, and pea pasta with white cheddar sauce, and I think it has, oh yeah, it says it on the front. It has 16 grams of protein per serving. That's kind of a lot of protein for pasta, and I really like these lentil-based pastas. So hopefully in a future vlog, I can update you if this is any good or not. For now though, we're sticking to this guy. It was too loud. So afternoon is definitely a little bit more variable for me in terms of what I'm actually doing. I'll use this time to usually go through lecture-based material, like if I'm in school and I have actual lectures, or things like Boards and Beyond and Sketchy where it's a video format. If I have any meetings, like I have a meeting today that I need to do, usually I'll try and schedule them for the afternoon. And then if I have extra time, I will go through some more note cards because I definitely have not finished yet. So yeah, I basically just use the afternoon to do lecture style content and to catch up on those note cards. But like I said, it varies throughout the day. I just keep the same principles that I kept from the morning, try to start with the note cards, get those out of the way, do things that I don't like at the beginning, and then change up my location so that way I'm still motivated to do work after I've had lunch and I'm feeling full and tired. Back on the grind. Alright guys, so it's about 3 o'clock now. I just finished up my meeting. I didn't share anything from it, but it's a pretty exciting project that I think I'm going to be working on, so we'll see how it goes. Like I said, the rest of the afternoon tends to be just me playing catch up on academic work that I didn't necessarily get to in the morning or the earlier afternoon. So today for me that means note cards, but it can be variable. It can be pretty much anything. Also, I wanted to chat about snacks that I bring with me because I'm very food motivated and I don't let myself have any caffeine after noon so that I am able to get a really good night's sleep. And so for me, food kind of just keeps me energized and helps me get through the rest of the day. So I wanted to share with you some of my favorite study snacks. So some of the things that I like to bring with me in my lunchbox are like cucumbers and hummus. I really like Luna bars. They're a gluten-free granola bar. They're super delicious. And I tend to pick like gluten-free bars and things like that, not because I'm personally subscribing to the gluten-free lifestyle, but I do have a problem where if I eat gluten and then I accidentally exercise, sometimes I can have asthmatic reactions to the gluten. It's really weird. It's called like wheat intolerant exercise-induced asthma, if you guys are interested in looking it up. So that's just why a lot of my snacks tend to be gluten-free, but that doesn't mean I'm like vilifying gluten or anything. Believe me, I love gluten. I also really like plantain chips and just like regular fruit. Like I said before, if you told me that I could eat nothing else but fruit for the rest of my life, I would probably be fine. I really like applesauce, and then some of my favorite unhealthy snacks are extra toasty Cheez-Its, Holy Grail, amazing snack. And then I also really love Oreos. So those are my little food motivators to get me through studying for the rest of the day. Usually I will stop and cook myself dinner between like 5 and 6 p.m., maybe 7, depending on like who I'm eating dinner with. If it's just me, it's usually around 6. And I like to like make myself a home cooked meal because I like cooking, and this is where I can kind of like take a little break from doing a bunch of work all day. I'm just having leftovers today, but I'll insert a clip of the dinner we made last night here. Yeah, this is where I like to get like a good home cooked meal in and just have some time to relax to myself before I continue my work for the night. Alright guys, so after dinner is usually when I do most of my YouTube work. So if it's a day before I'm uploading, I will upload the video to YouTube and make sure that the description and everything is ready, and I will usually schedule it for the next day just because it's nice to get it out of the way and not have to think about it. If it's not a day that I have to upload, I will either do my thumbnails or video editing. I do a lot of editing at night and after dinner. The only thing I won't do is filming. Usually I try to do filming during the day when I have the best natural light. I use this time to just do as much YouTube work as I need, as well as finish out the note cards, which I am doing right here. So that's basically the rest of my work day, and you can kind of see how I like change things up a little bit in order to make things different and stay productive. Alright guys, so I am in bed now. It's about 9 o'clock. Usually when I'm in school, I try to go to bed between 9 and 10 so that way I get a full 8 hours of sleep. I usually will not let myself do any more schoolwork after 9 p.m. so that I have at least an hour to just kind of like wind down and relax. I don't have to be thinking about school. I can get ready for bed. Like I said, I try to get a full 8 hours of sleep at the same time every day so that my sleep schedule is very regular and I'm used to waking up at the same time every day. For the last time, obviously since it's summer, that's a little bit different right now, but I just want to tell you like what I usually do in school because I feel like that's the most useful thing. And yeah, those are just the things that I do in order to maintain a productive schedule as a medical student. If you guys have any suggestions for my schedule, definitely let me know down below, and let me know how you guys maintain your productivity because I'm always looking for extra productivity tips. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!